Hey guys, welcome back to the Invictus podcast. I'm here with my co-host Yannick. Yeah, appreciate it. And I have a special guest here, Coach Sikander. Coach, how you doing?
What it do?
My man.
Killing.
Little intro on Coach. Coach is from Brooklyn, New York. That man is really from Brooklyn, New York.
I'm really from Brooklyn.
That man's really from Brooklyn, New York.
It's not a facade. It ain't.
No.
Yeah, I'm really from there.
You're really from there.
I'm really from there.
Playing career, you played high school basketball, obviously out in New York.
Just a little
bit of high school basketball. That man was all city player in New York City.
That's tough stuff. So
that's tough out there.
That's tough out there.
Game buckets, and then you played college, Colorado Northwest.
Yes, sir.
And then Southern Utah.
Yes, sir.
So you went the JUCO route, and then you also played.
I was
D1.
I was a bad student.
No qualifier. Sounds like me.
Yeah.
Sounds like me. And then also, Coach, you are. I call you Coach because I
Absolutely
know you from the coaching aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You were the Lehigh head coach for 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Correct. And then you were a 3-time Region Coach of the Year.
Yes, sir.
3-time semifinalist.
Yes, sir.
And then a 3-time Region champ.
100%.
That's
all
big.
true. All
Big
true.
time.
In 7 years.
7 years.
So all I did was 7 years. All that in
and
7
you got
years.
all that.
Got all that without with 2 college players is all.
So, really?
That's it.
You were a 3-time region champ in 7 years? That's tough.
Yeah, that's hard.
Tough.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's big time.
But that ain't me. That's my kids being coachable and listening. That ain't all me.
Yep. And then after that, you did some AAU stuff with UBC.
Yes, sir.
And then Utah Storm.
Yep. Girls Utah Storm, UBC boys.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to keep adding. We have a 3-time bestseller author.
Word. Here they are, right here. One here, one there, and then my next one. I got one right here.
He got them both. Let me see one real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see what we have.
Yeah,
so this is the one you
collab. So
this is the one you already did.
So yeah, those are 2 that I've done. There's a 3rd one I don't have a copy of.
Okay.
But my own book's coming out in January. So
got it.
It's big time.
January.
So, called Empire State of Mind.
Oh, tough.
5 keys to unlock mental toughness.
It's about mental toughness.
About mental toughness.
So we gotta get a book.
Yeah, you gotta get that.
Yeah, let's get a copy for the studio.
Yeah, joy of work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And I'm gonna sign those off for y'all. So I brought those for as a gift for having y'all. So absolutely, bro, absolutely. So, yeah, man. So doing some work.
So as you guys can see, we have a great guest here. You guys are welcome.
Solid resume.
Solid
playing resume, too. So I got a quick question. Because you saw Marcus' senior year, right?
Yes, I did.
You did.
So Marcus' senior year versus your senior year, who's winning one-on-one? Put y'all in that time capsule.
Whoa.
I'm killing Coach. How can I'm killing Brooklyn off.
You a nice coach now. You all about motivating and stuff, but this man's past the motivation. You can keep it straight with him. If you killing him,
keep it straight.
You can let him know.
Keep it straight.
I know he's not going to say he's going to lose to me. You know, I'm not going to say I'm going to lose to him. So I'm just going to call it a draw. But the reality is, hey, I was putting in work. I was putting in work. I'm just saying, I gave Jay Williams the business.
Oh, Jay.
On ESPN.
Wow.
Jay, if you see this, remember, Fordham University camp, drop like 25 on your face.
Oh, my God.
So, you know.
Come here, Jay.
Come here.
So,
GTA.
Yeah. So, anyway, but I gave people some work, so.
I like it.
Give Jay some work. I think
I'm just saying.
Mark might get rolled up.
So imagine this. If I beat Neek in basketball, and you're beating me, that means you're beating everybody. That's the math.
But I'm going to be real. Let's be real here. Let's be real here.
That's hard for Mark, though. It's hard.
I know everybody's about the ones, right?
Yeah.
But, like, for instance, okay, you 6'2", I'm 5'10". I think that'll be a good matchup. But it's got a realities. I don't really believe a lot of ones. Here's the reason why. If I'm playing against a 6'10" dude, and I'm 5'10", who's probably going to win that game?
6'10".
You know what I'm saying? He's just going to put me in the post and do his work. You know what I mean? So, depending on the situation, like, I think our matchup would probably be a tough.
I like that, Mark.
Because I saw him. I think Mark's a great player. I thought he was getting D1 looks, right? I mean, we just, you know what I'm saying? It's just that.
I just didn't go to math class.
Yeah.
I didn't go to math.
I played for Utah prospects, like high level stuff. So I played against high level players, and AAU was different back then. I played against Riverside Church and New York Gauchos. You know what I mean? And so big time programs. I held my own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think I'd held my own. I think Marcus will do the
I like
same.
it. I like it. I like
So
it.
if it was a fight, we know I'm the best hooper on the table right now. Because Mark,
Who's
you
this guy?
got to beat baby E first. You got to beat
Who?
Ethan. Ethan, he retired. You got to beat him before you get to me.
Your
I beat you
brother,
the last
Ethan?
4
Ethan,
one-on-ones.
your brother?
Yes.
That's roadkill. All right, come on, bro.
Shift E.
Shift E? Coach E?
Oh my
It's
God.
roadkill, man. They're on the side.
Did you know Ethan?
So Ethan was a junior when I was a senior. He was my point guard. I don't know if you remember him. Ethan didn't. Yeah, he was at Scottish. He didn't talk much though. Ethan didn't talk much.
Not a big talker.
Yeah.
Probably remember him by
Let's
face.
throw a photo of Ethan
He
right
got
here.
my face, just no dreads.
Yeah. And shorter, a lot shorter.
Shorter,
A
yeah.
lot shorter.
Did y'all move here?
We originally from Springville,
Oh, okay.
and I got recruited to go play in New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't
okay.
getting no fair shake in Springville.
Oh.
Yeah, bad programming. Okay. Ethan moved back for his junior year, and then he ended up going to school with Mark.
Okay, I might have remembered.
You'd recognize if you showed your photo, you'd recognize.
Yeah, probably.
Because you saw a lot of
For sure, yeah. I saw y'all every day.
Every day. Every time we walked in there, you guys were in here on the gun.
Yeah.
Getting up shots.
Yes, sir.
Every
I had 2 of those babies.
You did.
I had 2
Great
of those
times.
babies, yep.
Just so you guys know, me and Coach Sikander, I know Coach from the first year Skyridge was a school, which was 2016, 2017.
Yes, sir.
He was the first head coach for the girls program. And I was playing for the men's program, obviously. So I always saw him in the hallways. I saw him at the gym. Saw him at the gym a lot because I'd get there around 8-ish, and he'd already be in there, both guns on each side, ball handling drills, going crazy. And you low-key built a powerhouse at Skyridge.
Yes, sir. Power.
Yeah, so that's how I know him. This episode we're really gonna talk about the girls in Utah, girls basketball in Utah. Obviously you've been coaching girls basketball for quite some time, so we felt like it was a good opportunity to bring you in here with your background and kind of have a conversation about girls basketball and what we can do as coaches and also spectators of the sport and the state. How can we fix the problems that we're seeing right now? My biggest question: what's the gap right now in women's basketball in the high school realms?
So I believe here's the first part of it. Utah's population isn't as big as inner city population.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if you look at the big picture, like you look at California, like you got Los Angeles, right? How many people live in Los Angeles?
So many millions.
Right. Probably just as much as this entire state combined.
Yeah.
Right. So then you got San Diego, you got, all these different Sacramento, you got, you know what I mean? You got these millions and millions of people that you can pull from to kind of get the numbers up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a numbers game here in Utah, but there's also a ongoing process when it comes to girls sports in Utah. I think a lot of people are starting to specialize, right? I think what happens is, especially with girls, they're not strong at a young age, right? So, and I'll give the example, like to shoot a basketball versus kicking a soccer ball, which one's easier?
Kicking the ball, you can kick the ball.
Kicking the ball is probably much easier, right?
Yep.
Volleyball, same way.
Yep.
Is it easier to bump or is it easier to shoot a basketball?
Bump.
Right? So you got this intangible of something that's easy when they're younger versus something that's a little bit difficult and more challenging
At that younger age.
At a younger
So
age.
they go into they're
Right?
kind of drifting to the easier part.
Right, exactly. So they're doing the easier sports at an early age, and then these parents, with their blinders on sometimes, right? Not all, but most. Sometimes we all get in that mode because we see our kids, being something great at a young age. But they get these blinders on and they go, oh, this is the route I need to take for my child. And they're investing all this money in their kids in this one sport and specializing in this one sport so early that they're missing other opportunities in other places to give the kids an experience to find what they truly love.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes from the parents' background, right? Well, if I dance, my kid's got to be a dancer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm used to. If I'm a cheerleader, that's what I'm used to. So I'm going to put them in the path that I'm great at. And hopefully they can go down that same path. And some of that comes from a mindset of living the dream that they wish they had.
Yeah.
And they want to push that onto their kid.
Mm-hmm. Living what they wanted to do with their
right?
kid.
You know what I'm saying? Like living the dream in their kid, right? But through their kids' journey.
Yeah.
Instead of giving them every opportunity they can to expand themselves and don't understand the concept that multiple sport athletes are better than most athletes, period.
Yeah.
Like you see it in the NFL, you see it in MLB, you see it in NBA. These guys are playing multiple sports for long periods of time.
Yep.
And it's in girl sports as well. It's not just guys sports in the NBA, but and so they are just well-rounded athletes, and they get to read the game a different way, and their IQ gets to build in different ways, and they have to play a different position,
different roles,
right? They're not always the star player, so they have to figure out how they not be the star player. And that starts at a young age, and that's where the gap is beginning, because these parents don't have the true understanding that, being well-versed is going to help you in the longer run, rather than putting all your eggs in one basket. Because usually when you put all your eggs in one basket, you're probably, all those eggs are going to crack eventually. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because you're just juggling. And it's a mental game too. I have that with my second child.
Yeah.
Like, they quit softball. They've been multiple sport athletes for most of their life, but 2 years ago she decided to quit. Both my kids decided to quit, and they don't have an outlet from that one sport.
Yeah.
So mentally it's draining because you're not getting a break from it. And my second child has a big issue with that, because she wants to be so good. She's so driven, and she's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Like, she's mentally, and it's not a bad thing, but it's mentally draining her.
She's draining herself.
Correct. Because
she's going at it, locked in, trying to make it perfect.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. And in order for that mindset to disappear, you got to do something else. You got to find something else to decompress yourself to be great at what you do. And if you don't find that, that's where you'll lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where I see the gap beginning. Yeah. And how do you change that? I don't think there's never a perfect solution. Yeah. Right? But my thing is do your best to brand yourself, do your best to get word out that your program is a good program for kids. Yeah. Right? That's all you can do. That's what you have control over. Yeah. If you can get them in the gym as best you can, provide them a great experience, and then their mindset starts to change, especially the child, because the child is going to be the one that changes the parent's mind. Yeah. I really love this. I really enjoy this. And if they do, they're okay. Yeah, they hear that, then the mindset of the parent changes, because you're not going to necessarily change it from you. No. Yeah, you give them advice, but they're not.
They're caring what the kid is saying.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Right. And the influence is the parent more than anything. Right. Mm-hmm. As much as you have control as a coach, there's no changing a parent. Yeah, they're not going to change their mindset. They change that. Yeah. Right. So that would be me. As far as how we can kind of close that gap some. And changing that culture, and providing opportunities, and as many opportunities as you can, to get these kids to want to come your way. Yeah. Opportunity after opportunity. Keep knocking at the door. Keep knocking at the door. Keep knocking at the door, and hopefully, the door opens.
And the change will happen.
And the change will happen. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of where I see girls basketball is why we're behind. Yeah. And these other programs aren't. All these other programs are ahead of you. Yeah. If that makes sense. When it comes to the other stuff, like the dance and the soccers and all that stuff.
Those programs that are ahead of us trying to do girl stuff.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and like our producer was talking about, a lot of girls go to soccer, a lot of girls go to volleyball. Like, we go to Sports City. Mm-hmm. We have a location in Draper. We practice out Sports City. Mm-hmm. I can't find a parking spot. Because I get there and I can't find a parking spot, and I'm like, man, what's going on? I look, we got 2 soccer fields on the side, and then we have 2 volleyball courts. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you there's so many girls playing soccer and volleyball at that spot, I'm like, bro, even if we just take 20 of those girls and go make a team, and then they go grab some of their friends, and it could just grow. But there's so many girl athletes playing soccer and volleyball right now. What do we have to show these young girls? Basketball's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a sport that you guys obviously it's not easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy. You can't just pick it up and go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But there's so much potential out there. I'm looking at these girls. There's so much potential. They can be so good at basketball. They're flying over this net, smacking the balls, jumping so high, jumping higher than I think I can.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you do that in a basketball aspect. You're getting rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Or these girls that are strong playing soccer, they could be really good defenders and at a high level, sliding their feet at a high level.
Yeah.
So, what I don't know. I don't know what we have to do as organizations and coaches and peers to let these young girls know, hey, basketball is a sport that you guys can pick up and really play.
Mm-hmm. Well, so thinking about this, the Caitlin Clark effect, right?
She's so tough.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's changed the game in a way where it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Right? The entertainment value that she brings, right? She's and I compare her to Steph Curry. She has the Steph Curry effect.
She does.
Right? You can't deny that. And I think that's why so many people are upset at that. But at the end of the day, that's what it's become. Right?
Mm-hmm.
She's changed the game because no other girl has done what Caitlin Clark has done.
Yep.
That's what Steph Curry did for the NBA. And there's no other shooter who's done what he's done in the game.
He changed the game.
He changed
completely.
the game. Completely changed the game.
Even used the game.
Correct. And I can't remember. There was a little clip where some NBA player said, "Yo, Steph, you changed the game." And he's like, "No, I didn't. I didn't change the game." He's like, "Yes, you did. All these kids are shooting like you." He's like, "No, I worked on my craft.
Yeah.
I was able to do that because I worked on my craft."
Mm-hmm. Something that no one else was
doing it. Right.
I was the first one willing to do that.
Right.
Really.
Sacrifice everything he had to become what he became.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I'm thinking about this, right? That entertainment value has helped build the brand of basketball for the girls' side.
Yeah.
Right. And for me, when I was, and I kind of go back to my example when I was at Skyridge, right? When I was building my program there, I started off small, but again, I brought that entertainment factor to my kids. It wasn't about the three ball, but it was about the culture of having fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was a culture about feeling together because, again, in the girls' community, it's about feeling tight-knit. It's about socializing, right? And if you bring that factor in it, I think you can gain some traction there to build people into your program, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I did at Skyridge. I started a brand new school. My first year again in my youth program, I had it, 20, 25 kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I built this entertainment factor, this fun factor, it's the belonging factor.
Yeah.
Right? Kids want to feel a part of something and meaningful.
Yep.
And so I built in this 3 years, I built a powerhouse, not just in the high school world, but my same philosophy that I had in the high school,
Yeah.
I had that with my youth program.
Mm-hmm.
And so I built the top youth program in the state of Utah as well.
Yep.
I had over 120 kids in my youth program.
Oh, wow.
Right? And everybody's like, "Oh, we need to play in the A League. We need to play in the A League." And I'm like, "Nope. I want you all playing in the B League.
Yeah.
I'm going to separate all my good players. You're playing in the B League."
Yeah.
Why? Because I want you to love it. I want you to have fun. I want you to win.
Yeah.
It's not about being on the A team.
No.
Right? It's about development. It's about getting better. It's about improving.
Yep.
When you improve, you love it. When you love it, you're going to put the work in.
Yeah.
You put the work in, you become great.
Yep.
That's how it works. And so I built this program, this youth program, to 120 kids. Every year for the 3 years I was in there, we'd have our teams in the championship games. Parents ecstatic, happy, like this is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
But it's B League. Who cares?
Who cares? You guys are having fun. You're
Right.
having fun. The girls are loving it.
Right? They're enjoying it. Your kids are having fun. They're
Right.
smiling. You're smiling. There's improvement.
Yeah.
Someone's invested in your kid. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Are you going to have the stragglers around mad and upset? Of course, that's never going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to have your haters.
Yeah.
Right? But at the end of the day, you weed out more haters when you keep doing what you're doing, and more people want to feel belonging than those people who are hating.
Yeah.
Right? And that's when that program, like our program, just started to
Skyrocket.
right? And the lasting, and I'm not trying to again flow, but the lasting effect. I've been gone for 5 years, and what is Skyridge still?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? The culture is still there.
Yep.
Right? This is a successful program. People could have started leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But my assistant coach took over when I left, and she's got some of the same philosophy.
Yeah.
All that's still there,
Yeah.
and it's just
And you,
trickled down,
you started it.
right? And so, and again, I'm not taking all the credit because that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is a long-lasting effect when you do it correctly, right? And so, and that effect is still there. And I 100% love my assistant coach. Love what she's doing. She's doing a great job. She's got a great program still there. I root for her.
Yeah.
Again, I root for anybody who shows love to me.
Yep.
Right. So that's kind of what I see and how you can kind of bridge that gap.
That gap.
And trying to build a girls program.
Yeah. As a high school coach, obviously, your tryouts, you're looking for the best players that fit your philosophy, as we talked about. What's the biggest thing that you look for a high school girl to make a varsity team for you?
So I think I mentioned this when coach's corner, but I'll kind of repeat that, and I'll probably maybe go a little more detail about it.
Yeah.
So I focus my culture on what I call is shape, right? When my kids walk into a gym, or when any of the kids walk into a gym, I can scope the gym out and go, all right, she's really good.
Yeah.
She's pretty bad. And
you can tell.
Yeah, like, in my mind, you probably should have never showed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, did you get your tryout checklist in? Do you have a good GPA?
Are you making grades?
Like, that's what I'm saying in my head. But, at the end of the day, you want to give all those kids an opportunity, and they're in there, they want to prove themselves. But when a kid walks in, the things I focus on in my culture, I call it shape. And I really do truly focus on these things because I believe if you focus on these things because they're all controllable factors for you.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people focus on the things that they can't control. Like, you'll look at it, especially in high school, because you get what you get. Right? These kids walk in, they're in their community. This is what you're going to get unless you recruit. And I got nothing against recruiters. If you want to recruit, you're more than happy to. It's cool to me. Some people got to do it.
Yeah.
You do it if you want. That's the lifestyle you live.
Yeah.
I don't do that type of stuff. That's just not who I am. I'm a big believer in my work and what I do. I do my homework. I put the time in. I watch film. I watch videos on how to get better.
Grind.
I do. I'm in the grind.
The grind.
I love the process.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just who I am. And I will say, you know what? You can take the talented player. I'll take that person who isn't as talented and watch what I do.
They'll grow.
I'm going to grind, and I'm going to make sure they are invested. And if they're invested and I'm invested, watch this combination beat that talent in the day. Right?
I like that.
That's who I am. Again, and that's nothing against anyone. If that's what you love to do, that's cool, whatever. But like I said, I focus on what I call shape. So the S stands for spirit. So I look what type of spirit that person brings into the gym. Like, do they have a positive spirit with them?
Yeah.
When their teammates are down, or they give them high fives? Do they say, hey, go lift them up off the ground, right? Are they sprinting in everything they do?
Yeah.
Are they just, moping around when a mistake happens? What type of, enthusiasm that you bring inside yourself that is going to lift your teammates around you better?
Yeah.
Right? Because it's about enhancing your environment.
100%.
Right? No one wants to play with a Debbie Downer.
No. No. That guy from Auburn. Did you see that clip?
I did see that clip.
Did you see that? I sent that clip.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a bad look.
You don't want
That's
to
a bad look. That's a 5-star too.
Right? You don't want to be surrounded by that.
No.
You ain't going to want to play with that.
No.
Right? And so that's the type of spirit I don't want in my gym.
Yep.
But our coach is willing to say, I ain't taking that dude. You crazy?
Yeah.
I'm cutting that dude. I'm kicking that dude off the team. You're going to act like that?
Yeah.
Peace.
Yep.
Right? And that's what I respect about Danny Hurley up at Seton Hall.
Yeah.
You don't put up with that.
No.
We see the video clips and all that stuff, but he ain't going to put up with it.
Yeah.
Right? What type of spirit do you bring to the program that's going to rise? Then we are trying to win a 3rd national championship in a row.
Yeah.
Don't come in here with this BS, with this type of selfish spirit.
Did you see the clip with him talking about to Liam McNeely, which is like a lottery pick?
Yeah,
talking about, bro, you have not done nothing for UConn.
Yeah.
You haven't done nothing for us, man.
Right. So what are you going to bring to the table?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of spirit that he brings. That's what Danny Hurley brings. That's his culture.
Yeah.
That's my culture as well. I'm a hard-nosed dude, but I'm not cussing people out. I'm not telling no girl, you What are you doing in my gym and all that? I'm not that person.
No.
Like I get after people, but I'm not vulgar like that.
Like he is. He's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
He'll drop whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what those guys do up there, and that's what again, do whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That type of spirit you got to bring to your gym, and what kids are doing that for you.
Yeah.
Right. And if they're at I'd rather pick one of these bottom kids who has some of that, that is going to be willing to learn, get better, improve, rather than have someone more talented who's going to give you the cancer, and all that stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, that attitude is going to ruin your program.
100%.
But that little lady at the end, who's just a spirited girl, who's going to work their butt off, who's happy to be there.
She's going to elevate it.
Want to elevate your program. So which one do you want to choose?
I'm taking the elevator. I'm not taking the person that's going to sing.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially when it's a job now. Especially as a high school coach, it's a job.
Mm-hmm.
I already know who I'd pick. I'm taking the elevator.
Right.
And taking a risk on her.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And so that's my first part of it. Then my second part is the C. Guys spell it different. So SCHAPE. And the C stands for communication. How do you communicate with your kids? Right? And how do these kids communicate with each other?
Yeah.
Right? Do they when they communicate, is it a demanding type of communication? Do they communicate like we talked about their body language? What is their body language saying? Right? That's a big thing around.
Yeah.
Right? Body language, mannerisms, how they communicate, tone, the tone of voice. Right? Is it always high? Is it always yelling? Right? There's ways you can communicate to people that doesn't always have to be yelling and screaming at someone.
Yeah,
now, are there times to do it? 100%.
Absolutely. You've done it to me. He's yelled at me before.
Yeah. But that's good because he's holding you
accountable.
Yeah.
Right?
Because he knows the capability I'm able to play.
Correct. And that's
just let me know.
100%. And I love that. You need that.
Yeah.
Right? You need that guy in your corner that's going to do that. My assistant coaches will do the same.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me I'm doing something wrong.
Hold me in check so I know.
Same thing with my kids.
So I don't think I'm just doing it.
Yeah, I even told my players to say the same thing. If you see me stepping out of line, you have every right to say, "Yeah, coach, we don't like you yelling at us like that."
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm serious. I'm really cool with that. Why? Because if I'm not willing to listen to them, why would they listen to me?
Yeah. If I'm not, as a coach, not willing to change for them, why are they willing to change for me?
You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways, and that's the change of the game. Because in the days, everybody was authoritative, discipline. The coach is just yelling. You always listen to the coach, and I get that. You have to do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to give kids an opportunity to talk, not talk back, but have an avenue to listen as a head coach.
Yeah.
And that communication factor has to happen between your players as well.
Yeah.
Right. And if it's happening all around with the coach, with the players, now you have this cohesive group where everybody can communicate and voice who they are, feel that sense of belonging, like I talked about. You'll see a difference in your program. You'll see more winning than losing when you allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Right. If you allow a player to come into your door, you know how. I mean, you guys are older now, but my mom, in a sense, and all the people that mentored me would say, go to your coach and go talk to him. Yeah. How many kids do that these days?
We just had this talk actually on the podcast about kids coming to the coach asking like, hey, like, what do I have to do?
Correct. Yeah. How do I get better? Or hey, coach, I feel like you're always yelling at me in all my case, right? I just feel like I'm losing confidence. What do I need to do to fix that? What do I need to do to not get yelled at all the time? Well, and then the saying is, well, if I'm not yelling at you, you should be worried. And I'd say that to my kids, right? Well, if I'm not yelling, that means I'm not seeing anything in you. Right? If I'm ignoring you, you're at 100%.
Yeah.
If I put you to the side and saying the word,
that's a problem. That's a problem.
Right?
You want me on you because I'm trying to help you elevate to the level I know you can get to.
100%. And so again, that communication factor is so important. And so I've looked for that in my kids as well.
Yeah.
Right? As they're out there trying.
So when you're doing tryouts, you're looking for kids, the girls, communicating with each other. See how they communicate.
100%. 100, and again, when they make my team, I go even deeper into that stuff, and I kind of can talk about that a little bit later. But and then the H stands for hustle, being humble and being hungry.
Yeah.
I need all those things for our team to win.
Yeah.
I need all those things for you to be successful. So I'm looking for those things. Are you humble enough to let me get after you and let me coach you hard? When I come up to you and I say, I need you to do this, I need you to rip the ball through jab, cross step, and do this and go finish off at 2 feet. Because I'm going to tell you, you better finish off 2 feet almost every single time you go to the basket.
Yeah.
You're going to hear those 2 words for the rest of your life when you're in this program for the next 4 years. You better jump off at 2 feet. And if you don't, I'm sitting you.
Yeah.
You better be humble enough
to
take that.
Yeah.
And be telling your parents, this is what he wants me to do. And if you tell your parents that, you will win.
Yeah.
And you will get playing time. End of story. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to hustle enough to do that for me?
Yeah.
Are you willing to do anything I ask you to do to make that work? And if you are, whether you're those 2 factors between the girl who's talented and maybe the cancer and the girl who's at the bottom.
Yeah.
You got this, I'm putting you over this.
Yeah.
I'm putting you over that girl. Easy.
Yeah.
Because it's a long 4 months, bro. And if I have to deal with your cancer for 4 months.
4 months. It's really going to feel like 8 months.
Right? And it's going to feel like eternity.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to remember that memory for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just those 4 months.
No.
That's a memory.
And it's going to ruin it for the other girls that are like that, too.
Right?
Here we go again. Another one.
100%. So you're going to look back when you graduate high school, when you go to college, and when you live your life, you're going to look back at that moment and go, man, what was I thinking? I should have listened to what Coach was saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And so it's just not just that moment for them. It's a long lasting 10-year down the road process that they'll look back on and go, man, I regret that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so I don't want that for my kids when they're in my program. And so I try to get them to understand that now.
Yeah.
Right? And so the H, and then the A is attitude. Number 1. That's why it's in the middle. It's crunching about everything in the middle because A is the most important part.
Attitude
and approach to anything you do in life. How is it?
Yeah.
If I give you a new drill and it is hard, the first words that come out your mouth shouldn't be, why are we doing this?
Oh, that's the word.
Get that out here.
Bro, so much, bro.
Right? I will explain this drill to you, but why are we doing this?
Yeah.
If that's the first word that come out your mouth,
problems.
We're in trouble. The words that hey, Coach, tell me how this is getting me better. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I've never heard a kid ask that.
Right? How is this going to get me better? Not why are we doing this? Yeah. If you say that, I'll look at you and go, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. I see what you're trying to get here. You're wondering, you're pondering in your mind.
Trying to figure it out.
Right, exactly.
You're trying to add the pieces. Okay, why are we working? What are we doing here?
Correct.
What is this working on? How can I apply this to the game?
100%.
Trying to understand it in there.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a natural, thought process.
Yeah.
The why are we doing this? That's like, I'm bigger than this.
Yeah. This is stupid.
This is dumb.
Why? They already put it through their head, this isn't apply to basketball.
Yeah, correct.
That's what
right?
it is.
100%. Right, and then I try to explain, okay, why are we doing this? All right, I can explain it to you why we're doing this. This is to help us get better. But again, that just shows me a selfish mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're thinking about yourself rather than thinking about the group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that attitude and approach to, just simple things like that, your attitude and approach to your day, do you come in on time? And my saying, you've probably heard this, is 15 minutes early is on time.
Yep.
On time, you're late.
You're late. Yeah.
Right? Oh, do all my kids know, if you ain't there 15 minutes early, you are late.
Yeah, and partner had the same thing. Me and Chase struggled with that. Mm-hmm. We'd be in the locker room. We pull out with like 6 minutes. We film, we're smooth, we're shooting. He goes, I was upstairs. I saw you guys walk in 2 minutes ago. On our ass, bro. We'd start almost every practice running. Because we'd be so late. We'd be so late. We'd be talking to the girls in the hallway. Then we'll get to the locker late. Then we'll get to practice late. But we're not really late. That's the thing. We did not feel like we were late because we started 6 minutes.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But he instilled that in us, and then during region, But me and Chase were the first ones at practice.
Yeah, for sure.
First one. So
For
it took time to understand what he was really meaning.
Mm-hmm.
But it helped us,
Yeah, for sure, and that's the key, right? Learning,
Yeah.
right? Your attitude and approach to thing allows you to learn.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to learn, then we're not going to get better. You're not going to improve, and then that's when you're going to have that regret factor inside yourself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that attitude piece, and then the P stands for passion and precision. You know what I'm saying? What's the saying? Everything that you do. I'm not a big memorization guy, but I can't memorize a lot of things. I'm an action guy. But just how you do everything is, what's the word? I can't even remember how it goes.
It's a quote?
It's a quote.
We're going to find the quote and put it here.
Everything I can't remember the quote.
About that.
Editors got so hard.
Yeah, I can't even remember what it is.
So really slow.
But anyway, how you do anything is how you do everything. That's what it is. How you do everything is, yes, I just said it. How you do everything.
How you do anything is how you do
Everything.
How
Yeah,
you do
there you go.
anything is what?
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Everything.
So
I'll put it here.
if you're lazy going to take out the trash, you're going to be lazy on the court.
100%.
You don't
There
put
it
no
is.
elbow grease in the dishes.
Yeah.
There ain't no elbow
Yes.
grease in your
No.
life.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
life. That's a good quote.
100%. That's exactly what it is. And that's what that precision piece is about, right? When you do something, how you do it is important.
Yeah.
Right? You don't just do it just to do it, right? And that's what again, in my program and when I'm running drills and things like that, it all have to have a purpose.
Yeah.
Everything has a purpose. Everything that I'm building has purpose to it. So when I'm doing a one on zero drill,
Sounds
right?
like what you were saying.
Yep. When I do a one on zero drill, right, and I go to 1-on-1, I'm taking this and I'm putting it into this because it has a purpose.
Yeah.
Same thing with 2-on-0, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 3-on-3. It's all flows. Like in my practices, that's how I work it. Everything I do has a process, so I can build up to 5-on-5. I'll be honest, I rarely play 5-on-5. I'll be straight up and honest with you. I barely play 5-on-5 in my practice. Want to know why?
Tell me.
Because the game is played 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 or 3-on-3. No
Yeah.
more than that.
What's some action? Yeah.
What are the other two people doing, the other three people doing? Standing around or
there.
moving or setting a screen.
Yeah.
Right?
Off action to make it so these two guys can get open.
100%, right?
It's a distraction.
It's a distraction.
It's a distraction.
Right? So my game plan is I'm playing as much basketball in my practices and being as precise and showing as much passion as I can in my drills and in my games that we improve every single day and stack on stack on stack. So when we get to the end of the season, like you said, we're a 3-time region champ. We're a 3-time semifinalist.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end goal. When I focus on these things that I'm talking about. And the last piece is the effort, energy, and enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Right? What's your effort level like? You better, when I take you out of a game and I see you walk, just make sure when you walk down to the end,
You stay down there.
you're gonna be there for a long time. Because I'm not doing it. I got 30 seconds in a timeout, and you walking from the other end of the court
Yeah.
to me, and I got 30 seconds, and 10 of that is having you walk from there to there. I just lost 20 seconds.
Yeah. Yep.
Those 20 seconds are that 10 seconds is valuable, bro.
Yeah.
I don't get those back.
No.
Okay, so I need you in this timeout right now, as fast as you can get here. And guess what? And I do that in practice. You better sprint onto this court as fast as you can.
Yep.
So when you get on this court, you are ready to rock and roll.
So you know, it's not negotiable.
It's non-negotiable.
It's not negotiable.
All these
You jump on the court, we're sprinting everywhere.
these 6 things. This is what I hold you accountable to.
Yeah.
I don't hold you accountable to miss layups. I don't hold you accountable to miss jump shots. Now, granted, if you miss them all season long, we got an issue. We're gonna do drills to make sure you make those shots, right? That's on me, right? That's not necessarily on them. That's me not doing the things that I need to do to prepare you for games because you're missing layups. That's on me.
Yeah.
But these 6 things right here, if you ain't getting them done, as we talked about, I got a coach carpet. And you can ask my Sky Race players. You can ask my former AAU program, Coach Carpet. It's all called mental mistakes. These are all mental mistakes that you can control. Every single one of them you have full control over. You have control over your spirit. You You have control of your communication. You have control of your hustle. You have control of your attitude. You have control over your passion and your precision. You have control over your effort.
Yeah.
Those are non-negotiables. And if you can't control those, you got to coach carpet.
Yeah.
And you're going to run those carpets down and back. And when you get back on the court, you're going to remember you better communicate.
Yeah.
Because if you don't communicate,
Coach Carpet.
I'm just going to point at you, too. I don't even say anything. I got to a point where I just would point out my players.
And they know. They know.
Then go over, run their carpet, come back, sprint back in the gym, and we're still going.
And I like it because it's not skill based. It's all here.
100%.
Everything that you have control of.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't have control over the skill either.
Yeah, you're gonna miss shots. You can't get mad over.
I can
shots.
give you all the skill in the world, right? I can teach you every drill, exactly how to do it, all that good stuff, right? But at the end of the day, you got to be willing to put the time in.
Yeah.
I have control over the 2 hours I get with you, and after that, your life is your control.
Yeah.
Right? All these 6 things that I'm trying to preach, I hope you take those 6 things and you go live your life with them.
Yeah.
And you can take those and you can run with them. And you can impact your own life with those 6 things, not just in the basketball sense. These connect to basketball, but when you become an adult, when life is hard, are you going to hustle through the hard?
Yeah.
When life sucks, is your attitude going to take you over the top?
Yeah.
When something's not going your way, like coach just yelled at you and said, go get a carpet, and you come back with a piss poor attitude because I just gave you a carpet and you can't perform in the game, are you going to do that in life?
Yeah.
Right? Are you going to do those things when you get a divorce? You ain't see it coming. I'm serious. You have a kid, you ain't see it coming.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
What's the attitude going to be?
Are you ready?
You know what I'm saying? Like all these life choices, they all have something to do with these controllable things, right?
Yeah.
Right? If you have a kid, are you going to hustle to put food on the table? Or are you going to say, you know what? Well,
I'm not even supposed to have the kid.
Yeah, I'm not responsible. That's not my kid. You use a hole, whatever the case may be. Like, but that's the reality, right? Like,
It is.
that's what it goes. That's what happens. It's like you ain't responsible for your things that you control. You're gonna take that in life, and you're gonna have a rough life.
Yeah.
Because you ain't doing the right things in this aspect of your life.
Yeah.
So to put you past that. So those 6 things is like. That's who I am. That's what my programs are built. And again, there's a lot of W's due to this.
Yeah, a lot of them, and that's not even Coach Sikander. I feel like a lot of coaches will look for those certain things that you are also looking for. Communication. That's what we're looking for at Invictus. Communication, effort, attitude, all that. That's just in life in general, also, not just in the sports. So
but kind of on top of, like I said, on top of that though is. The difference, again, this is against nobody, but the difference between winning and losing is, are you hard enough? I shouldn't say hard enough. The word I should look for is, are you willing enough? Are you willing enough to stick your neck out for every one of those things at every moment that you have the opportunity to do it?
Yeah.
If you're not, you won't win. That's the bottom line.
Got to be consistent. I'm preaching it.
Every single day, you can't let no one get away with it.
Yeah.
Even your best players. And that thing right there, that is top-notch tier for your best player. Yeah. If your best player does not bring this every day, don't think the last person on your team is going to come into the gym and think they're going to want to come and practice.
No, it's a domino effect. It takes one person, especially if it's your best player.
It's your best player.
If your best player has that on lock, guess what? It's going to domino effect all the way down to the bottom.
100%.
And then once it goes all the way to the bottom, it's going to go all the way back to the top, and that's when everyone gets to elevate.
100%. And kind of to go back to this relationship and this communication piece, you have to be willing for your best players to do this to your team, to their teammates. You have to let them hold these guys accountable for the same stuff.
Yeah.
And then the 16th player has to be able to hold the top player accountable for that stuff as well. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Right? If the 16th person on your basketball team can't hold the best player accountable, and this is high school, college. Pros, they just have the ego that they won't let that happen.
LeBron.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a practice player, but I'm serious. I'm serious. That's the reason why these programs and the pros thing.
Yep. So you can't be a coach in the pros.
If you're about people, and I give some of these guys some credit, like the guy from Boston, I think he does a fantastic job.
Missoula?
He speaks on it and he's really real about it.
Yeah.
Like he's about I can't remember. I saw another little thing on Instagram. He's like, I take care of people.
Mm.
My job is to take care of people. My job isn't a coach.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. He takes care of his people. But because his players know that, he's able to do the things that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like Jason Tatum, he doesn't talk to people like that. I doubt he talks to people the way like some of these players talk to their, their coworkers in a sense.
Yeah.
Right? You ain't going to work and letting people talk to people like that.
No.
In no successful company.
No.
You're gonna get fired.
Yeah.
Right? We don't want that around here. I'm losing money.
Yeah.
I got $1 million on the table. You ain't talking to this guy makes me money.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so if more professional teams would build their culture around this, I'm not saying necessarily all this exactly like mine, but I would see more pro teams being more successful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I just think that's a big key to building the culture and having a successful program and looking for the right people. When I'm looking for kids in my program, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I've seen nothing but success from it.
Yeah.
In every stop that I've been in.
Yeah. No, you're a legend around the community.
I hope so.
All like the kids my age, we all know who you were. We knew what you done in the community, and that's kind of why, like, a big reason I wanted you on this podcast, just because obviously we're located in the community that you worked at most of your time, and then a lot of people know who you are around here. So I just want to appreciate. I want to thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure. Shout out your socials real quick if you want.
Yeah, just my real name is Khalil. So Khalil BK Love on Instagram, Khalil Sikander on Facebook. Those are the only two platforms I'm usually on. I'm trying not to get too much on Facebook and all that other stuff. I do post here and there, but that's that. I try to just I impact in other different ways in social media.
Yep.
Right. I think you can still be. I'm not a non-believer in social media, but I know it's kind of changed the world a little bit.
It has.
And so I try to be as real as possible. And so when I get on social media, I still be real as possible, but I try not to spend too much time on there. So, but you can hit me there, and I reach out on there. But like I said, my book is coming out in January and all that. Just hit me up on there, and I'll get to you as fast as I can.
Gotta get the book. And if you guys haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. Give us a like. Give us a comment. We appreciate it. Keeps me at the head of the table, so I appreciate that. So, Nick, appreciate you. Thanks for
That's a cool way. You about to have to start doing this yourself.
Oh my God. You seen this? You seen this?
What's your turn? Ask the question.
I'm the backbone. No, I ain't got no question, man.
You sure?
You want the real with Khalil, that's what you're going to do. Hit those medias, man. I got you. Love but love. A lot of hate from the head of the table.
My man.
A lot of hate from the head of the table. I understand, though. The last two one-on-ones, the way they went, I would hate me, too. I would hate me, too.
He didn't even want to take me out there. You saw that.
What?
You saw that.